Alright, welcome back everybody. My name is Mr. Llama, and this is Making Improvement Stick Part 2 of the Platinum League games that we are going through. And this has just been a great, long, big stream that I am doing. And we're about halfway through it, I'd say, right now. So we will see how it goes. And what else we have, and I think we are following, finally, Amnesia. Yes, so we are going to be following a Terran player. And after seeing so many ZVTs so far, we're now going to be seeing a TVZ instead of a ZVT. So we're going to see the other side and see how the Terran feels playing this matchup and what he is going to need to do to be able to improve on his game for sure. And of course, I think even if you watch maybe those other ZVTs from the previous replays, the previous parts, then he could learn a few things, saying, oh, here's how the Zerg lost. He was just getting hammered with the double drops, or he was getting this, and then maybe he can try and incorporate that into his game. So we'll see. And starting out, sending that SCV out for a scout, okay. And throwing down the barracks. And I'm not going to say, you can do whatever opener you want. I'm not going to be like, oh, you need to do this opener right now. This is, any opener, whatever you choose, it's totally fine by me. So we have this, gonna go block, okay. And something to note, just small thing, not like a goal, but usually what you do is you build this, then you cancel, or you halt the production, you send the SCV back to mine, and then use this SCV once he finishes to finish the supply depot. So then you get a little bit extra mining time. Just a tip right there. So get over there, okay, we scout, go on hatch first, typical, cool. Looks like we're going for a 1-rax expand, which isn't a bad choice at all on this map, so that's totally fine. So now we head back home. And la-di-da-di-da, everything so far is just peachy. And killing off the drone as well. I think you actually would have killed the drone if you didn't micro that as much. In your attempt to micro, your stutter step actually cost you a couple of shots. And there we go. So building it inside the main, nothing wrong with that at all. Early bunker, it's cool. Said I'm totally fine with how this is going at the moment, so nothing crazy here. Make sure we're continuing our SCV production. That's good. You haven't been supply blocked. So everything right now is just tip-top shape. And making Marines, making SCVs. And going for the fast triple orbital. My greedy friend. That's fine, but, they may try and punish you. Just something to note. Need to still be making Marines. Okay, you're going for the gas. Yep, there you go. And orbital that bad boy up. Okay, he's gonna scout in. Put your extra guys on geysers. Alright, so putting 3 guys on geysers a little faster, something to improve on. And I mean, like I said, there hasn't been crazy amount of things that we need to improve on right now, but that's something that you could. You still have yet to get any guys on those geysers. And if you're going to then be transitioning into getting a reactor Hellion out, or Banshees, or whatever your transition is going to be from this, you're just going to be late on that gas. Also, I'd like to see some barracks going down, something. There you go. So a little more tech. And Continue making Marines.
Upgrade complete.
That'll be good for you. Get a factory, okay. Ooh. Okay, so first mistake right here, taking this base, right? We're not in a position to hold this. Look at what we have. We have 8 Marines out, off 1 barracks. There is no need to move over here because we still aren't even saturated at our natural and our main right here, right? We're only at 15 SCVs in there, and we're at 29 SCVs overall. This is not fully saturated. So what do? We just leave our command center right here, and we just make SCVs, and notice right now we're not making any SCVs. We have 3 bases down and no SCVs being made. And all of our money's floating. There we go, now we're making them, but now we're floating a ton of money because we're focusing our attention elsewhere. Something's going on. And what are we doing at the moment? We are sitting on 3 bases, right? First off, I mean, it's not a full 3 bases worth, it's about a 2 base worth of saturation. Don't need to take this here, as I was saying before. Leave this in here. Just build SCVs out of it. Rally it down to your natural, rally it to your man, whichever one needs SCVs, and just make SCVs. Make SCVs. So that's number 1. That'll be a big thing for you. Number 2, we need more structures to build units out of. There is no infrastructure whatsoever going on here. You have 3 barracks, not even making units. There we go. And 1 factory. And you're sitting on 3 bases, 2 bases, whatever you want to call it. You're sitting on all this, and there we go, finally adding it down. But that's so late. You could have already had all of this down and building units. You could have already had 3 more barracks with reactors on them in the time that took you to simply throw these down, plus a starport. So that right there is going to be huge. Adding infrastructure. Adding infrastructure. And here we go. Here's exactly what I'm saying why you did not want to do this and why you did not want to take this down here. Because now you just lost those mules, you lost those SCVs, and since when is that fun? And there's no need for that. All you're doing is increasing the surface area that you need to cover by taking that, and it was at the wrong time. You didn't need to take that. It doesn't help adding bases unless you're oversaturated here. That's the only time for that. Okay, scan, we see he's teched up, infestors, cool, yada yada, double paneling nest, that's funny. Yeah, so still, decent amount of money that we're floating here, and still not making units. Where's all my units? Where's my Marines? I'm not making any, and I'm floating a lot of money. And you're still not making any. And still not making any. And this base is now sitting here up top. And you're not making SCVs either. It's as if you went idle in this game, right? Where's my SCV production now? I'm not quite sure. There's still no SCVs. There's still no Marines. This right here is it. This is it. If you want to look back and say, why did I lose this game? I thought I was doing fine. Why did I lose? Well, now you just made it SCVs, but it's because you had no SCVs. It's because you had no, and if you had all that stuff there, you could have defended that a lot easier. But it's because you had no SCVs. You had no Marines in production. And you're going to say, oh, if only I would have lifted that supply depot up, I would have been fine, and I wouldn't have lost this game, or if only I could have done this one little thing, I would have been okay. No. No, no, no. And now look, now you're at 22 SCVs, right? Because you were trying to take this 3rd base and hold this 3rd base down without being safe here. And now you have 15 SCVs. And now the game's over. And you could say you threw the game because, oh, my army was caught out of position, and I didn't raise that supply depot. But that's not it at all. That's not the reason you lost the game. The reason you lost the game is because you have not been making anything. Even now you're not making SCVs. You're just now making them, and now you queue up 5. But you needed to not be queuing up 5 and instead be just producing them non-stop altogether. And it's okay to queue a couple of them, sure. But just no Marines, no SCVs, I mean, that was it. That was your game ender, and now you're. I mean, and you're still okay. Like you can still come back from this. This isn't unheard of. There's no crazy need to push right here. I'd say you just want to kind of build up a bigger army. Maybe try and secure this third base now. Put up a bunker, you know, turret, or whatever, and whatever. But you haven't even retaken your natural, right? So you're taking it up here, but. Okay, and he's gonna get crushed. Alright. So, I mean, cute thing, sure, it's gonna help you. But now, there we go. Now we're making Marines. Now we're making SCVs. Where's our upgrades? Okay. We're at 15 minutes, and we just have our 1-1 done. Right? We need more than that. We need more out of you than that. It's gonna be big. Also, you haven't done a single drop this entire game. Just something to note.
Upgrade complete.
And no Marines. No SCVs in production. 1,200 minerals. No Marines, no SCVs. No Marines, no SCVs. No Marines, no SCVs. And where's our attention? I'm following you. No Marines, no SCVs. No Marines, no SCVs. This is it. This is all your attention right here. You haven't even looked back at your base. You haven't even pressed. There we go. Hey, we made Marines, and now we're making SCVs. But see, you're minutes late. This isn't just like you miss it by a second, right? This isn't just like, oh, if you know, there were like 3 seconds where I wasn't making SCVs and Marines. This is a lot of time that you are spending not making that stuff, and that's going to come back and hurt you for sure. Right, okay. Yada yada yada. And I mean, now we're at 34. Your opponent's at 39 drones, so he hasn't done a great job either of getting a crazy ahead in that harvest count. Think if you would have just non-stop and making it, you'd be at 75 SCVs right now. You'd be max saturation. You could have down 12, 13 barracks. And you could just continually keep pumping and sending and pumping and sending and pumping. You could have another factory, another starport, and all this, and you can have a fourth base up. And then all of a sudden, this game becomes a lot easier because it's not this drop has to do all the damage to win. It's hey, I have 75 workers and my opponent has 35. So if he even trades evenly with me, which is hard for Zerg versus Terran, but if he trades evenly with me, he's going to be twice as far behind as me, right? He's going to have so much more trouble because all of a sudden he has 35 workers, 39 workers, and I have 75, and he's just in trouble. So here's once again where we are. We're up here. What are we not making? SCVs and Marines. We're at 46 SCVs, and our money's building. And now we add in some Marines. We're still not adding SCVs, right? But I could just go on and on and on and on with this. And how it's killing you. It's straight up killing you. Fourth base would be good to take right about now for sure. Before, definitely, actually. But, you know, even better late than never. So definitely consider looking for that. And no Marines, no SCVs. There we go, some Marines. So I don't want to like keep harping on the same thing, right? But hey, drop. You didn't load one up. There it is. Drop. You know, when you're sitting in a kind of like a stalemate point right here, where it's like you have tanks, he has infestors, you don't want to step forward, he doesn't want to step forward, whatever it is. Do drops. Do things like that. Drop right here and drop right here at the same time. And all of a sudden, he's going to run all of his lings away or something, or his attention's going to be diverted, and then you can just charge right at him really quickly in the middle and catch him off guard. See, if you would have had another drop right here, you could have probably picked off this hive.
Mineral field depleted.
Also, you can just pick up those Marines. And then he has all these lings chilling down here waiting for him.
Mineral field
And then
depleted.
you can feel safer pushing down this front. Fourth base, just going up now. You could even build that down there, really. You could also float something over to here. You know he doesn't have any Mutalisk or anything like that. See, and now you're chilling way too long right here. You're not trying to advance forward. If you slowly advance and set tanks here, and then slowly advance and set tanks here, and slowly move forward, right, you're going to be in a better position. But instead, you're just stalling. You're stalling. You're sitting here. You're sitting here. You're sitting here. And he's getting all the upgrades that he wants. He's getting everything. So that's killing you for sure. And no drops. If you do something with this,
Upgrade.
scan, drop a scan. Oh, too late. If you do something, oh no, don't get caught. Ouch. And that's going to hurt a lot, right? So this is where having those tanks in range, having those tanks right here to siege up against those infestors will be huge. That would have been so nice for you. An orbital, be working on those upgrades. Don't have everything always bunched up like this. See, there's a decent amount left of this game, but it doesn't need to be too far explained beyond this. I'm going to go ahead and go to a ×2 actually on it, because I feel like it's just this, you're sitting, right? You aren't moving forward. You're not trying to just tank, you know, push up slowly or anything like that. You're not taking bases behind this nice wall you have here. You're just sitting here, and that's hurting you a lot. Careful of the infestors. You know, you don't want to move in and ball like that with just Marines. This is what happens right there. If you move in with just Marines without the tank support, by that I mean these two tanks down here, then these two right here, and these, and moving forward like this, there you go. If you start doing that 10 minutes ago, you'll be in a lot better position. And spread those units out a tiny bit. And you could have, I mean, also, you know, you're still 58 SCVs, right? We've had like 8-9 minutes. We could be easily 75 SCVs as necessary, whatever it was. But we just haven't taken extra bases. We haven't been building SCVs, and so now it just kind of puts us in a strange position. Also, a lot of gas. Are you still off one factory? Okay, no, you added more factories. Have you? Yep, there you go. So you're getting to that, which is good. So you've added more stuff. There you go. But that's so late, right? It just really is. So scan up here. Hey, you know what? I could drop there. I could even fly over here and drop on this side of the hatchery. I could fly down here and drop down here, or drop right here and pick off the infestation pit. And there's just things to do that are better than sitting here like this. There you go. Start pushing forward. Take those two and push forward. Ouch. And you know, that could have been a lot worse for sure. So now we need Vikings. We have an extra starport. Don't need a Raven, we just need more Vikings. See, but you waited so long. The one thing Zerg wants in this matchup is time. Okay? A Zerg player is not going to be aggressive, crazy aggressive like this, until he gets to his tier 3. Because that's when he can really end a game versus a Terran player. He either has to get lucky with some, you know, all-in, something like that, or a run-by that really does a ton, or he has to wait till tier 3. That's just kind of the nature of the matchup. So now he's waited till tier 3, and he's got these Broodlords and Infestors, and he's got that perfect army composition because you let him sit there and get that for so long. You just let him have that. And now the game's just going to be over because of that. So just waited so long to do anything. So really quickly, I'm going to throw your goals down at you. Number 1, adding on more macro infrastructure. And you did it good at the end game, but it was already too late. Game was already over at that point. Do that earlier, and you will be golden. Number 2, production. Make SCVs. make SCVs and Marines, please. I want you to, every replay that you have, I want you to sit there and I want you to look at the replay and I want you to just watch for this Marine and SCV compilation here. This setting up in the top left under production, and just look at it and just say, am I making them? And I'm making them. And I'm making them. Am I making them? No, I'm not. Okay, that's where I need to improve. If you could have just done that, and yeah, there you go, of course. If you would have just done that, you would have been so fine. There was nothing imba about it. You let him. You sat there, and that's going to be number 3. Once you can get up here, move, push, 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 pressure. You have to do more pressure. You're going to have to start moving your siege tanks up one by one to just advance onto his creep line, killing off creep with a scan, and advancing slowly and surely. Dropping in 2 places at once. You tried to do drops, it was way too few, and it was just one at a time. He had nothing else to deal with, so you could deal with those. If all of a sudden you're making him deal with 2, 3 drops at a time, the guy's gonna go crazy. He's gonna lose. He won't be able to deal with all that. So pressure is going to be goal number 3, and that's going to be it for this game. We are going to move into, what are we on? Game number 2, 3. We're going to move into the next part of Platinum, so we'll see.